This is the most important number of all the numbers, this 0.67. But you really do need the annual income, the number of units, the total square footage, and the vacancy. Okay. That's kind of like, that's it. Your market cap rate, we could change it to 6. I could change it to 7, 8 cap, whatever you want to run your numbers at. Okay. And then here you can see that we run on the deal analyzer, we run our numbers in 3 different ways: the current, the potential, and the after updates. Current is like as is right now, what is the value of the property based on the numbers that you're giving me. Potential is when we're taking it from, if it's a mismanaged facility at like 50% full to 8%. Our goal is 8% full, right, on all of our properties. And so this is us just trying to get to our goal. Now, obviously this one's full. Okay, so look, it's 2% and we change our numbers to 8% because we do run our numbers at 8%. Rarely ever is our property always 98% full. It's just not that way, right? So we're running our numbers at 8%. And then once you get into bigger properties, you may want to even increase this. You want to say, look, if you're buying a $3 million property, you may want to change it to 15%. Right? Because it is hard to keep your occupancy up. So you have to keep that in mind. A smaller facility, you can maybe hit 8 or 10%. And then bigger facilities, your vacancy is going to go down. So you want to run your numbers at a different percentage. The one thing I wanted to show you is this after update section. After updates for us really just means opportunity. Opportunity is like, what can we increase the rent, right? Or can we add more units, right? So obviously, if you're going to add more units, you can change this number. If you're going to add more units, you're going to be changing the square footage number as well too. Okay, so you would just change these 2 numbers. So if I could add 100 units, right, I could do that, or 10 units, 10,000 square feet or whatever it is, so you just change those numbers. We're not doing that here because that like it's just 0.69 acres. There's 88 units and that's it. The good thing is that when you think about that, 0.69 acres is less than an acre, right? And he has 88 units on this property. So it kind of gives you an idea too of like how many units can you put onto an acre property. I mean, you can really typically, if you have a square piece of property, you should be able to put 100 units on that property. And this is exactly a very good example of that. Now, if you had some sort of like weird shape and stuff, it might change the sizes. But people ask me all the time, if I have an acre of land, how many units? And say acre of land typically is 100 units, unless it's like some completely god awful weird shape or something. Okay. All right, so now you can see this is what you're filling out. Anything in yellow, this is only change the cells in yellow and only when you have to. All right, so anything in yellow is what you're gonna need to get from the owner so that you can input it into your analysis, whether or not you use my deal analyzer or somebody else's deal analyzer. This is the information that you're gonna need in order to run the analysis. On the info tab, which is the tab that we're on, these are like your inputs. This is what you're inputting into the deal analyzer so that you can get your valuation. You need this number right here. This is the most important number of all the numbers, this 0.67. Now you can see here under current that it's 40, right now it's $62,000, 88 units and 13,000 square feet. He's at, and 2% vacancy. He's at 40 cents a square foot, right? What does the competition call for? That's the question of the day. What does the competition call for? And so that is why we have the unit mix and the competition tabs. So let's see. So you can see here that we ask the owners, like, what's your unit mix and what are you charging for your units? Right. Obviously, he doesn't have a website, so you can't go on and look at what he's charging. And a lot of times, whatever's on your website is not really what you're charging, right? So, you want to make sure that you ask the owner, what's your unit mix and what are you charging? And he has 10 by 14s and 10 by 28s. Right. So he has 82 10 by 14s and he has six 10 by 28s. And we also can differentiate between outside and inside access, if it's climate controlled or not. Okay. And so you can see here that he's got 82 units. It's 11,480 square feet, and he's charging $60 for those units. And he has 10 by 28s. He's got 6 of those. It's 1680 square feet, and he's charging 100. Right. So that comes out to 43 cents a square foot and 36 cents a square foot.
Hey everybody, this is Stacy here. Thank you so much for watching this video. I am here to teach you how to get your foot into this industry. You're watching this video because you want to learn how to get started in self-storage investing, or maybe you own facilities and you want to be a better manager, a better owner. That is what I do, is I teach people how to do that. So please like this video and also subscribe, hit the subscribe button, because that's what YouTube wants. So in order for me to get out the word on how to get started in this industry, I really need your help. Again, I appreciate you listening to me, and I'm here to help you on this journey, and I will see you in the next video. Take care.